Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do a proper winter warmer. I'm going to show you how to make French onion soup, or soupe à l'oignon. A few shout outs before we start. I got a new Patreon fan, Alan Brown, welcome, thank you, and a couple of PayPal donors, Roy Fitch and Hamish. So thanks guys, I really do appreciate that. And right, this recipe was requested by Mr. Krasker about a year ago. So I finally got around to doing it, and I'm sure it's going to be delicious. So the key to a brilliant French onion soup, apart from lots of lovely onions, is a fantastic beef stock. So to do that, I've got a load of meaty bones which I'm going to pop in the oven. That is preheating to 180 degrees Celsius. Because it's a fan oven. That would be 200 for a conventional one, or gas mark. Forgot to look it up. I've also got a bit of braising steak. I think I'll pop that in there as well. And a little bit of minced beef, which I won't roast. We'll also be adding later a couple of carrots and some celery. And an onion. So that goes in the oven for half an hour. And I might turn them over halfway through. So while the meat and bones are roasting, I'll just prep my veggies. You want to peel them, chop them in half, and then slice them. And I'm saving the skins because I'm going to pop those in the stock to give a bit more flavour and colour. Right, meat stuff's had 15 minutes. Oh yeah! So, oh yeah. Smells terrific. So I'll just turn those over and I'll pour that fat and juice off because that's going to be useful. And you want to top and tail your celery, chop that into small bits, and the same with the carrots. I'm going to get people saying, why do you top and tail them? Honestly, I don't know, it's just the tops and tails don't look very nice, but you don't see them anyway, so I don't know why. Just one of those things. So the meat's had 30 minutes now. Deeper tray might have been a good idea. Lovely dripping into a bowl. And pop all the veggies in. And that goes back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Here's my roasted bones and meat and veggies. And I'm just going to pick out the meaty bits. Pop them in this big, well, it's my pressure cooker. I'm using the pressure cooker to save time. Basically, I can get this stock cooked off in about an hour in the pressure cooker. But really, doing it in a saucepan on a hob would take about 3 hours to tenderise the meat and extract all the lovely flavour. So I'm just going to cover that with water about a couple of centimetres above the top of the meat. And I'm going to bring that to the boil. And if there's any scum comes off it, then I'll skim that off. The reason and then I'll put the rest of the stuff in. I'm not putting that stuff in yet, because if we do get scum, it's easier to skim it off without bits of onion and carrot and celery floating around. That's all. There's a bit of scum there, so we'll get rid of it. Let it bubble away for about another 5 minutes, see if we get any more. I don't exactly know why we get scum on this stuff, but you usually do. Right, that looks pretty clear, so we'll add the roasted veggies. And I nearly forgot this bit of minced beef. Ha! That would probably release a load of scum. So I'll just bring this back to the boil. And we need to add some herbs. So I've got a small handful of flat leaf parsley, that many sprigs at a time, a couple of bay leaves, and I don't know, about a dozen whole black peppercorns. I'm also going to add 2 tomatoes. I'll just cauterise those. and a good squirt of tomato passata. And I'll pop those on the stove, put the lid on, bring it up to pressure and give it an hour. Right, oh my god, these onions are, well, they're making me cry. There's a little trick that I use when that happens, is to burn a candle. Well, it fixes the problem, it sort of ionises the air and I don't know, but neutralises the whatever it is in onions that makes you cry. So peel it and chop it basically. Don't know, that candle's not working yet. So slice them quite thinly. Onions, well, I think those big ones were Spanish ones. They're not the kind that I normally get, because the ones that I normally get don't make me cry. A good dollop of butter in a frying pan. Just get that melted. And put the onions in. I've turned down the heat a bit because the butter is burning. But you don't want your onions to run away and get burnt. You want them to just very gently cook down and caramelise. And it could take anything from like 40 minutes to an hour. Right, this is coming along nicely. Some people suggest adding sugar to help the caramelisation, but really there's more than enough sugar in the onions to make it happen. So extra sugar, not really needed. This looks and smells pretty fab, and so I reckon it's done. I've got a glass of red wine to deglaze the pan, because all those burnt crunchy bits in the bottom are pure flavour. Okay, so we can turn that off and set it aside till we need it. I've slightly got ahead of myself because the stock's not ready yet, not finished. Ideally you'd make the stock a day or two before, but yeah, I didn't. So the stock's had its hour and 15 minutes. I've depressurised the cooker. Oh wow, smells nice. So I'm just going to strain this through some cheesecloth. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. Stand here for 10 minutes till it stops dripping. Okay, so there's quite a bit, well, there's some left, some liquid in the pressure cooker pot. I'll just strain that off into a saucepan and add the rest of it, because I'm going to reduce this by about a quarter, because the flavour isn't quite as intense as I want it to be. So I'll pop this on the stove. Okay, so that's reduced and still hot. You can see there's globules of fat floating on the surface. I was trying to get this done tonight, but it's too late, I'm too tired, and it will be better in the morning, because when that's cooled down I'm going to stick it in the fridge. The fat will separate and solidify into an easily removable layer. A bright new day has dawned, and I've got my stock and I've got my onions in a casserole dish. Now the stock, there is some fat, not as much as I expected actually. I'll just remove that. And the stock itself is a bit jelly-y, which comes from the gelatin in the bones. So I'll just add this to my onions. Give it a stir. And I've got the oven preheating to 160 Celsius, fan oven, 180 conventional, gas, whatever it says on the screen. And I'll pop a lid on that and stick it in the oven to warm through. While that's warming, I'll just cut some croutes. Croute just means crust in French. Crouton is just a little one. So I think that's probably enough to cover the whole surface of the casserole dish. And I'll just arrange those in a single layer, and I'll pop those in to toast lightly. Maybe 5-10 minutes. Okay, next thing, cheese. So I've got a bit of French Comté cheese. You could also use Gruyere or Emmental. Basically it's just got a kind of sweet, nutty flavour. Or of course you could just use cheddar, but don't tell any French people you did that. And don't tell them I said you could. And I forgot to mention, brush your croutes with a bit of olive oil before you toast them. Right, this looks like it's nice and hot. Yeah. So I've got the grill, the broiler, on hot, or it will be in a bit. And I'll just pop my croutons in, my croutes, and they will soak up some of that lovely stock soup stuff and be fabulous. So lots of cheese, and pop that under the heat until the cheese is melted, and then it's ready. Okay, it's ready. Oh yeah, look at that. So yeah, dump it into a bowl. And if you like, a sprinkling of fresh parsley, just because it makes it look pretty. And get stuck in. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Taste test time with Mrs. KeefCooks. Ding bong ding.
I'm freezing.
Why?
I'm really cold.
Well, winter warmer, get this down here.
Oh yeah, oh that looks good. Ooh, hi guys. I'm not letting go of your warm. Oh, this is nice and warm. Do you know what? We haven't had onion soup for ages, have we?
Mm-hmm. Core.
I always think, you know, winter is a time for thick soups, but there's something about onion soup. Oh, it really gets you.
It's quite thick, but...
Isn't it?
No, it's not. I know what I mean.
I know what you mean. It's because it's got the bread in it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Quite a lot of onion.
Oh, this is pure comfort food. This is. So we just do that nom thing, yeah.
Let's do it in French though.
Nom.
Le nom.
La chose de nom. Ah oui. Très bien. Merci. Right.
Multi-talented.
Yeah. So, time to stop talking drivel. Let these people get off. Go make onion soup and we'll eat ours while it's hot.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, everything.
Okay, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And thanks for watching, and...
Oh yeah, and Mr. Krasker, thank you for recommending this.
Oh yeah.
You did say, didn't you? Oh,
Yeah.
Cold.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Alright, bugger off.
You can't put that in the video.
Watch me. I won't.